Hello and welcome to this, I guess, video tutorial thing that I'm doing quickly, where I go over post commentary on one of my runs just to demonstrate some more subtle stuff in the run, go through my thought process during the run, sort of why I decided to do certain things, how I handle with certain scenarios. So I'm doing my quarter-final race in the recent tournament versus Roguelink. Reason for that is it's a video I have that's an okay time. It's a 52:10, I believe. So not a great time, but it's still a good time. I think that'll be top 5 still in on the current leaderboards. Have my controller as well, so you can see that down here. So you can see my inputs during it. And also I make a few mistakes, have some good fights, have some bad fights. So it's an interesting run. I won't go into it too much now. And also because it uses the same splits I use now, a lot of my older videos, I don't have the Forbidden Isles map and the Tanline Temple map. So let me go over my splits quickly. So my first split, so a lot of people split when they do the final hit on an enemy. I split on map pickup. The exception for that is Pirate Master, because timing stops when you get the final hit on Pirate Master. And Ammo Baron, because you can predict when Ammo Baron's going to die. The reason I don't do it for all the other ones is because I'm playing the game and trying to kill it as quickly as possible. I can't be there ready to split at the best moment possible. So I don't do that. I do it on map pickup instead, which means if you sort of compare my splits to some other people's, mine will be behind. But that's the reason why it's just easier to do it when I pick up the map, because that's always at the exact same point. Yeah, so my splits are when I get the final hit on Ammo Baron, when I pick up the Forbidden Isles map from the library. Not sure on that one, but I just wanted to split up between Ammo Baron and Saliva Island. I just wanted something in there, and that felt like a good place to do it. Then on killing the Cyclops plant and picking up that map. Then for delivering Rotty Top, so that'll be when the screen transition fades, when you hand her in, is when I split there. After killing Emperor Spider and getting the map. After getting the golden pickaxe of the Tanline Temple. After getting the map, after killing Squid Baron. After killing Dagron. I really like my Dagron kill in this video. And after killing Steel Maggot and picking up that map. So I might add a split in between there at some point. A lot of people do it on talking to Bolo, or that jerk Bolo as he's better known, or Bolo Frowny Face. So I might add another one in there, that's the biggest gap. And then finally on the last hit of Pirate Master. So those splits are reasonably well split out throughout the run. Not a huge time between any of them, like 7 minutes at most. But yeah, that last one's about 8 minutes, and that's a bit too much for my liking. But all the others are, not too close together, not too far apart. So I think those splits do quite well. Let's get started. I think there's a few moments of time before we get kicked off here, but it's not more than 10 seconds or so. Yeah, timing starts as soon as you select Pirate Mode. It starts when you select Pirate Mode and finishes when you kill Pirate Master. Just clicking off so I can see something else. Yeah, you want to be using, so you can either use back or start to skip text. I use back, no real reason why. See, I'll be pausing the video and going back and forth throughout different times. So on this screen, I choose just to charge across. I didn't do any jumps or anything. I didn't skip any enemies. A lot of people skip the enemies here. The reason I don't is because I need more gems for the route I do. And the old route that people are switching over now, including Turkey said he wants to try out my route because he thinks it's slightly slower, but it's much more consistent. But you require 50 gems by the time you get to the shop, so you need any gems you can have. And so the enemies you'll be killing this opening are the red soldiers, which are on the bridges, and they're there by default. They have a 5% chance of dropping a pike ball, and a 35% chance of dropping a small gem, so 1 gem. So you've got 40% chance of getting something useful off them. And early pike balls can be extremely helpful. I lost time in my world record run because I was one pike ball short at some point. So it can add up. So a lot of people skip all the red soldiers because they just jump over them, and you know where they're going to spawn. I kill them. There are blue soldiers which will spawn randomly on this screen and will be specific on all the other screens. They have a 1% chance of a monster milk, which is really big, and a 4% chance of a meat chunklet, which is okay, and 35% chance of gem drop. So they're worth killing as well. So yeah, mainly for the gems, but also because of extra monster milk chance. If you get that early monster milk, it means you can 2-cycle ammo baron instead of the usual 3. There are the grenade soldiers, the ones that throw grenades. So they drop 5 gem 55% of the time. So I'll be killing a few of them. Those are the ones that are on the platforms above you. Yeah, so 55% of the time they will drop 5 gems for you. And the final one, probably the most important one to kill, are the black guards. So they have a 9% chance of a pike ball and a 1% chance of a monster milk. So you kill 3, I believe, throughout this. And you also kill 1 at the end. But yeah, so in these screens I'll probably kill more than you'll see in most runs. But I just charge through the screen. Some people choose to jump over, I just charge through. So you always charge, you'll always be at the exact same point when you charge. So you'll get a feeling for when you can press the button, and usually you don't go blue for too long. So yep, there's a red guard. So when you hit a guard, when you hit an enemy, sorry, kills a hit. I can't remember if it's hit or kill an enemy while charging. It's hits. You are slowed down. It starts at 20 frames, then goes to 19. I'll bring up the numbers actually. So first one is 20 frames, then and the second one is 18, then 16, 14, 12, 10. Then after you've killed 6 things, it'll be 10 on the 6th kill. Use 10 frames, then 5, then 4, then 2. Then after you've killed 9, so 10 plus, you don't lose any frames. So there'll be certain areas where we charge through a whole bunch of enemies. And the reason for that is because by the time we just need to kill the time anyway. So you'll see this in Scarecrow fields mostly, but there are a couple other places it's useful to do. So yeah, that's why. So you lose 20 frames on the first one. So every time you're charging, you will be losing frames if you hit enemies. If you're not charging, you don't lose time. So 1 gem of face so far. And I don't get any blue guards spawn. Blue guards can spawn randomly on there. You always get interrupted by him. So on this screen, you'll want to take it however you want. You'll figure out your own way through. I need to develop a strategy to hit the second grenade guard coming up. So there'll be one over here somewhere. On the sledge. I need to get a decent strategy to get him. I haven't got it down yet. I hit him sometimes, but not other times. But yeah, this seems fairly simple to go through. There were 2 black guards you'll want to kill, but other than that, just kill what you feel is necessary. But there are 2 grenade guards at the end that I always kill, because they have a decent chance of dropping 5 gems. So that's the one I'd want to kill. But yeah, there's 1 black guard here, and there's 1 coming up here. Don't get anything off them, but I killed these 2. And again, I got really unlucky there, no gems. So 4 gems leaving that screen is extremely unlucky. I'd usually expect 10 at a minimum. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But yeah, here's the first blue guard. Didn't drop anything for me. So in this room, you're just going to want to cannon up the right hand side. And that will get you there most of the way. But on this last one, where you see the window here, you want to sort of go to the left and then round, or up and left. The reason for this is there's a guard at the top. If you go left, you will cause him to shoot to the left, which means you can sneak into the next screen. So as you see there, he shot to the left. So on this screen, you just want to continue just running straight to the right. When I first started, I did a risky shuffle there. Don't need to do that. There's only 1 risky shuffle you need to do during this opening. It's on the screen, but it's extremely tiny. Yeah, just run to the right, and then as soon as you charge, as soon as you have your dash ready, charge. And while you're charging, you are invulnerable. So jump over these, then fall down here. And again, here is where you do your 1 risky shuffle. So you just need to move a bit. Then literally, if you look down here, I will be tapping left on the stick for a split second, and then I'll be going to the right again and just running. That's all you need to do. That's the only risky shuffle you need to do in this opening sequence. There it was. So the next bit here, you want to land on the platform that's over here, because there's a pot there that contains 5 gems. So that pot I just killed there contains 5 gems every single time. So you always want to kill that pot. loses you no time, so you want to do it. So on this screen transition here, I jump just to give myself more time, but you can do it running along the ground, is you want to open up your menu and you want to start using your pike ball. The reason for this is, as soon as you use your pike ball here, when you go into the next stream, it will hit the bridge and you will you will destroy the bridge. Otherwise you've got to scimitar it, so not a huge time difference, but it's worth doing. And that will continue on through to the next screen. Your charge will continue as well because you did it during the transition. If you do it in the air as well, you might sometimes, if you're not doing it in the transition, then you might lose your charge, so that's why do it in the transition. So the pike ball's going to hit this mine here, set it off, otherwise you've got to jump and scimitar it. Something I don't do at this point is you want to stop moving before this guard is killed, before you hit this guard. The reason for that is, as I mentioned earlier, you lose time if an enemy is killed or hit while you're charging. So you just want to stop about here and then continue to the right so you don't lose those 20 frames. It's something I've incorporated recently. It's 20 frames, not a whole lot, third of a second, but 20 frames is 20 frames. So yeah, I lost a small slowdown there, and you just want to get to the right hand side and just hold left trigger sometimes, so literally holding left trigger and holding right. So on this screen you want to jump over Sky and Bolo. So I sort of do a small jump, then a cannon jump. You can just do a jump from like there, just a regular jump, and that will do it, but the way I do it is safe when you don't really lose any time by doing it, so I don't lose any at all. But yeah, I mean, just skip a conversation here. Yeah, so I do a small jump, then cannon, and that will get me well over them. There's going to be a blue guard up here, so you want to make sure you kill him. I get 5 gems, but I miss it because I'm bad. Kill those two. And then there's your final black guard here. And then there's some pots here that usually give you a bunch of gems. I believe they have let me look at the drop table here. 55% chance to give you a medium gem, and there's 2 of them there. And I believe the other pot here can do the same. So you get a lot of gems for pots. I'm on 16 gems. That's really, really low for my shopping route. So at this point, I'm thinking I didn't get a pike ball from this, so I haven't got anything to kill the orcs on my way back from the library. But I could get one from the Scarecrows. I don't have a lot of gems, so I'm thinking at this point, okay, I need to get lucky with gem drops, or I'm going to have to go for some alternate gems on my way back to make sure I get 50. So yeah, just run past the save guy, and you're at Ammo Baron. So I won't explain the boss in too much detail, but yeah, Ammo Baron can charge at you. He'll charge up to 4 times. I haven't perfected my getting hit strategy here. This is when I think I was just learning it. But yeah, then you can shoot up to 2 black cannonballs and then a red cannonball, and you want to hit the red cannonball back to him. You can do this fight in 2 cycles without a pike ball. It's extremely tight, but you can do it. But the way we use our pike ball, it will almost always last through this fight unless you're extremely unlucky. Yeah, that's the 2 cycles, or the 3rd time he will just do cannonballs. So this is 2:15, not a great time. Average is about 2:13, I would say, for that fight, 2:13, 2:12. Obviously, if people kill less guards, that might speed it up by a second or 2. Yeah, that's about average for the fight, but if you get a monster milk in the opening, it can go as low as 150. If you get really bad luck, it can probably go even up to about 2:30. It is. So there was like about a 30-40 second time difference there potentially, but yeah, most of your runs will be around 2:13, 2:12ish times. Yeah, just a lot of text here. I think 85 seconds of just cutscenes. So. Yeah, so at this point, I'm just going to be thinking in my head, what items I've got no items so far, which is a theme that will go on throughout this run. And I have, yeah, not a huge gem count, 16 gems. When you get in the bath, it heals you up, by the way, so that's why I tank the damage on Ammo Baron, just because I'm lazy and can't be bothered dodging it. But the position I'm standing in that Ammo Baron, let me just go back to it quickly. So here, this is where you want to be standing for the Ammo Baron fight. So if you're standing here, the cannonballs will land sort of here and you'll be able to whip them easily, so that's why I stand there. Went too far, too far, too far, too far, too far. There we go. So Cacklebat escapes. So I think this is a decent Cacklebat fight. pretty much on script. There are a couple ways to do it. Some people choose to charge into him. I just choose to go for a 4-4 strategy. So I could do more damage early on, but I hit him once, then hit him 3 times in the air, that was bad, but hit him 4 times on the way back down, and then he's dead. The reason So the reason I only hit him once here, then 3 when he's coming down, is if you do too much damage to begin with, when he jumps into the air, he will stay in the air. So that's why I do it 1, then he's in the air, I whip him 3 times, then he'll jump up again, and I'll get him 4 times on the way down there, and then that will be it. So basically it's 4-4. Hit him 4 times before he jumps the second time, then he won't go in the air. If you whip him 5 times, then he will go in the air. So not much to stay here. Text with risky, and you're going to jump up to the hatchery. So I don't think there's any real time difference here, depending on where you jump down, but yeah, I just do it in one go. You can jump down to that middle platform. I'm pointing at my screen thinking you can see it, but I need to use my mouse for that. Head to the save guy. And then yeah, I want to just do a charge to the right. Don't need to do a risky shuffle. Again, when I first started I did a risky shuffle left right. You want to do a risky shuffle here, and then yeah, you want to activate the risky shuffle. You want to be at your charge, which is 100 frames after you start moving. You want to be as close to the screen transition as possible when you activate it, just to reduce the time, because a lot of people sort of do a risky shuffle, then activate it when they're like on this guard, for example. Then they've got to charge all this distance, so why not just make it as short as possible? Doesn't save a lot of time, probably saves fractions of a second per screen, but fractions of a second per screen adds up very quickly. So we're on to Scarecrow field. So let me just cover the Scarecrow drops quickly. So Scarecrows, the ones we kill here drop. They have a 1% chance of a monster milk, 1% of a lobster tail, 35% chance of a small gem, 1% chance of a super pike ball, and 2% chance of a regular pike ball. So not very good drop rates, but yeah, 50% chance to get anything at all, but 10% of that is a small heart, so not missing out on too much. So gems are useful, so it's 35% chance of a single gem, because we're trying to get up to 50 gems by the time we're back in town. But yeah, a super pike ball is incredible to get, as is a monster milk. Monster milk's probably the best drop you can get from them, followed by super pike ball, because a super pike ball drop is effectively 40 gems, because you're always going to buy one when you get back to the shop. So if you get one here, you can think of it as a 40 gem drop instead if you like. Yeah, so I'm getting quite a lot of gems from these, which is nice because I had a bad start. So yeah, there's quite a lot of gems. I think I had, what, 4 gems from that screen? 5 gems even? Yeah, another one on that screen. So coming up here to the orcs. So we have our charge now. We've killed over 10 enemies. So when we charge through anything, we don't lose any time at all. The reason we did that is because on this screen we're charging through the wall, and if we hadn't killed them we would have slowed down on the wall anyway, so we might as well kill some enemies. So these orcs here, they have a, let's see, a 1% chance of a pirate flare, which is huge if you get one of those, 9% chance of a bento box, and a 70% chance of a small, 5 gems, sorry. So you want the 5 gems off them. You'll generally get 10 gems off the 3 of them. Sometimes you'll get 15, sometimes you'll get none, which feels awful. I don't know how many I get here, let's see. So nothing off that one, that's always a bad feeling. So I get 10 off the last 2, so there we go. So just charge through to ammo baron, not ammo baron, squid baron here. Drop down. Again, you just want to, just cannon shots there, then jump down. So here, so I'm waiting, so I see this snake is moving, so I wait here. If the snake was stationary, sort of bobbing up and down, I would have jumped down here and then seen where the other snake was and decided which one I can kill quickest. There's also a rat down there. That rat has a 1% chance. Oh, wait, I think it's higher than 1% now. I think that's, let me have a look. Oh, no, it's only a 1% chance. Yeah, that rat has a 1% chance of a monster will drop. So usually worth killing that rat just in case. Yeah, but these are slugs, not snakes. They're slugs. They have 50% chance of a pirate. What do you want to call it? A flesh pop. So yeah, you want to kill them and just get stuck in the ceiling here. Pogo off them when they get under it. That was 2, I believe, of that. Let me just get back and play that again. So you can either tell by the sounds of the pop-ups. Yeah, that was 2. You can see there were 2 drops, and I go down here, kill that one, that gets me another 2. And I kill that, that just in case, gets me an extra gem. So in this room, I jump up here, I shoot this in midair, and I go down here. You'll probably just want to land on this platform and shoot it until you get the movement down. Then, because I don't have a pike ball here, if I had a pike ball here, I was already selected on the pike ball, and I would use it on my way back to kill those 3 orcs again. I don't have that. I know I've got an extra flesh pop, so I'm using it for an animation skip here, which I believe is the only animation skip I get to do in this run. So animation skip saves you about 2 to 3 seconds. I haven't done the analysis on it yet, but they save you a decent amount of time. So yeah, definitely worth doing. So what you need to do is you need to wait for the item to settle, then you jump up. You don't have to jump up, you can run into it and do it, but it's easier when you jump up, and then spam your item usage on both bumpers, and you'll use your item, pick up the item, but you won't get the pick up item text. You'll get your use text instead, so yeah, it saves a decent amount of time. We go over to Bolo, speak to him twice, don't speak to him once. If you speak to him once, then rip. And then yeah, jump over here to do Squid Baron. That wasn't a great jump, but it was a jump nonetheless. Go into here, so I will probably... So yeah, I whip this first candle because they have a decent chance of dropping a single gem, and because I'm low on gems, I need all the gems I can get, so I whip it just in case. Normally you're just charged through if you had a better gem count. Yeah, they have a decent chance of dropping a single gem here. I'll just charge through. Speak to this guy. And then you pretty much want to line yourself up with a ladder here and press B on the globe, and that will get you it. So yeah, you want to be pretty much standing on the ladder. You do a small risky shuffle here. I just basically get to the first churn and go back a bit and then go forward again. And then go back through here, and at this point I'm going, oh crap, I have 40 gems, I need 50. The Scarecrows are not going to give me 10, so it's time for the backup strat. So I can't kill any of the orcs because I've got no pike ball. So I land here, and then I jump down. Go to the left, and there's a bunch of pots here, so I will shoot a couple of pistol shots. Actually, I won't even do that. I'll just charge to the right. Charge to the right. You can hear the gems break. Then I'll jump up and suck them up. That'll get me 20 gems. There you go. And I just continue on with my charge. So if you're low on gems and you need to get to 50, do that. You can choose how much to gamble on these Scarecrows. Generally 47 is about where my cutoff is. If I have less than 47, I don't trust the Scarecrows to give me more than 3 gems usually. Although I got 6 on the way through this time, so it's actually quite lucky, but it wouldn't have been enough. And absolutely no drops off them. So we go and speak to Sky. Then drop down here into the shop. So in the shop I will be buying 4 pirate flares and 1 super pike ball. If we got a super pike ball drop, I could have skipped that super pike ball and bought a potion set instead for animation skips, or I could have bought another super pike ball just so I definitely had one for later on in the run. But you need 1 super pike ball when you leave this shop, because you don't have a chance to get... You do have a chance to get some if you really want to risk it, but you want one for Emperor Spider and you're not shopping again until then, so that's why we need to buy it now. And the 4 pirate flares will let us get a decent way into the run before we have to come back again. The other route involves only 3 pirate flares. Yep, you'll get used to shopping and just run out. You don't need to speak to Whiskey here, just if you're in proximity to her, she will speak to you. And over to Sliver Island. So the crabs here, you want to kill those. They have a 5% chance for bubble shield, and a 7% chance of a meat chunkler, and so food can be used for animation skipping. So you want to kill this one, and then try and kill that one that I missed because I'm bad. And then you also want to try, so you can do 2 things here for this mermaid. You can either kill her, and she has a, let's have a look, a 1% chance for monster milk and a 9% chance for bubble shield, and then you have 4% chance of getting a food type, and 20% chance for medium gem, so it's that's 5 gems. So you have a decent chance of getting something off her. So I kill her. A lot of people kill her. You can just pogo between the ceiling and she dies really quickly, or you can damage boost. Then jump down here, just pop over to the right, whip that guy, shoot that target. You want to make sure you shoot that target. Otherwise, yeah, I've missed it a couple times, but you did not realise and then scream later. You don't have to whip this crab on your way down. I do it because it loses no times, although like 80% of the time I miss it because I'm bad. But again, has a chance of dropping a bubble shield or something like that. And then yeah, always want to shoot this target here. The way you progress through the stream after this, up to you. I do it this way, so I'll jump up here, I believe. Yeah, I'll jump up here and then I'll do a triple cannon shot up there. But the crab that's here, depending how quickly I've gone through the room, he can be in the way. He can be right here. And there's generally just about enough room to get through, but you have to be very careful. Some other people choose to go up here and then go from there. However you want to do it, it doesn't matter. Just find what's best for you. Yeah, here you can see he's mostly out of the way, but sometimes he can be about here if I went through it slightly quicker. I think I was slow on the Mermaid and the, I don't know. I was slow somewhere. But yeah, you can get it a lot closer than that, which means you would have a very, very small gap to hit through there, and it's possible to hit your head in this block. Just jump up here, run to the right, no need to risky shuffle. Then you activate your risky shuffle here, pretty much your charge here as soon as you get past this gem on the forehead. That's the point I know, okay, I've charged long enough, I'll be able to activate it. So yeah, as soon as we hit that middle point, we can go. So charge through here, and you want to speak to Twitch and Vinegar. Never remember which one's which. 6 whips on that cam. And work your way up here, just cannon yourself up. So going for ledge skip here, I won't go into it, but I miss it just. So here, after you've had a hand sync, you want to pause and unpause 3 times, just to skip some animations. So to unpause, you want to use one of your face buttons. Do not use start. Using start to unpause is slower. So you see me here, start A, start A, start A. That is the quickest way to do it. You can do start, 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 but that is a lot slower. And you need to do a start pause, not a select pause. So yeah, start A or any of the other face buttons I believe work. Then you want to scimitar down, don't have to. And then on this last screen, I go to the left a bit. Just wait for the just wait for the cutscene to play out. So after this, there are 2 things you can do. You can either just run to the left and then get your charge on the next screen, or what I do is I do a risky shuffle here and try and be as close to the edge of the screen as possible. If you do a risky shuffle well on this screen, you will save a fraction of a second over doing it the other way. So yeah, you ideally want to land as quickly as possible, do as short a jump as possible, get on the ledge as quickly as possible and start moving. Otherwise, it's better to do it on the other screen. Yeah, she looks quite confused. So yeah, so I do a risky shuffle here, don't have to. It's only if you do it well you save time, otherwise you probably lose time if you don't do it well. So you're probably better off when you're starting, just charging to the left and activating it in the safe room. But that was quite a bad one, but that probably saved, I don't know, I haven't timed it exactly, but it doesn't save a whole lot of time. So on this screen, you can just fall down in the gap here. I choose to kill this crab again. I want a bubble shield. Don't get it. Then just go over to this gentleman here, and then we've got some more cutscenes, more tech skips. Where are we going so far? Nice. Nearly 30 minutes in, and we're only 10 minutes into the run. God, not even a sub 10. That's bad entry. We'll just click back on here. Just going to charge to the left there. Through that as a really good charge. So this pot here, I charge and kill this pot. Don't think anyone else does. This pot has a 55% chance, I believe, to give you 5 gems, and you lose virtually no time getting it. So you can, I used to just charge, hit the wall and fall down. Now I just charge as soon as I hit it and then drop down myself. There's not. You can choose to charge into the wall. You don't lose much time at all if you do it, or you can try and stop. But there's a chance you'll miss the gem, or you miss the pot. But yeah, it has a decent chance of giving you 5 gems or 1 gem, or a small heart. But you'll get something, and I think it's worth doing. 5 extra gems is huge, which is what I get there. So you want to do a risky shuffle here, kill this crab. You'll figure out your own way through this room, but you want to charge through, then jump up here, hit to the right. Again, whip that as soon as possible. See, I'm slightly far to the left of the key, just to reduce distance I have to run. Then I do a bad jump there, but it's fine. Right, do scimitar down here, but not there, so I played it quite safe. So you want to kill this pot. You can either shoot it while you're in the air, or I choose to whip it in this case. I now shoot it, but yeah, at this point in time I was whipping it. Then you want to shoot 3 pistol shots down here to kill 3 pots. I'd do 4 even. Anyway here, so again you can either whip this or pistol it. Pistoling it is better, but I chose to whip it because it is slightly easier. Then suck up all those gems to get you a decent amount, depending how lucky you get. Do a risky shuffle here, and again you'll find your own way through that room into that mouth. So when you fall down here, I choose to cannon them and go over. Don't have to do that, cannon that pot there. That pot always has 10 gems. Or you can just get over to the chest as soon as possible, and while you're waiting for the key to come down you can shoot it and then suck them up. So fall down that hole to warp yourself back. And charge to the right here. So these snakes have a chance of giving you a monster milk. Those big crab things have a chance of giving you a bento box, but didn't get either there. Not going to go over the chances, it's not worth it, but fairly small chance, but you always want to kill them. So when you're here, hold down your hat button and just run off the edge, and you'll go across. You also do the same, I didn't mention it, after you speak to Squid Baron, after you got the squid oil, just go to the left and hold your hat and you will go over that hole as well, the entrance to the sewers. So just so you see here, holding my hat button, just going to run over the edge and I'll go straight over that hole. So again, you can do this room, work your way up this room any way you like. Some people choose to go up here, go onto this platform and then go up. I go to this platform up here that's just off screen and then go up. Then you want to kill both these pots, as that will get you 10 gems each. So work your way through this room, jump through that gap, hit this switch. You probably want to kill that pot. How you kill that pot's up to you. A lot of people cannonball it as they jump into this platform and then suck up the gem if there is one when they get here. I choose to do that. No real difference, they're both roughly the same. But important thing to notice is you have to wait for the platform to stop moving before you get into it. If you try and get into it before it stopped moving, so I've wasted quite a lot of time there actually, so it's been not moving for a while. And then I pistol shoot this one, because then I don't have to worry, I don't have to be as precise. And it's closer, so it'll go quicker. Yeah, so if the platform's moving when you land on it, which means if you shoot too early, you'll fall straight through it. Or if you jump too early, before it's even got to you, you'll fall straight through it. So you have to wait for it to stop. And avoid the fires. Again, this room, you'll figure your own way out of it. I do this strategy, and then I kill that. See, I kill this one with my cannonball, go back to the right and sort of loop around like that. So I sort of do a little twirl. The reason for that is when I come back down, I land exactly where his drop will be. So if he drops gems or a bubble shield, and a bubble shield's what I'm after in killing him, I will be in it. I won't lose much time otherwise, because if I just did that and then dropped knives, I'd have to go back, and that loses more time. So I just do a little loop-de-loop. So on our wet man room, if you have a monster milk at this point, you should use it here, and then that would go into the Cyclops plant fight. So you'll use it when you enter this room. If you don't, you'll want to jump over this one, cannon him 3 times, make sure you're on the left side of him, then jump up. I did this badly actually. I want to cannon him again 3 times. So because I whipped him, it messed it up, but yeah, scimitar them. So you scimitar 11 times, assuming you cannoned the one on the left 6 times. You scimitar 11 times, then you want to do another 2. No, sorry. So when you got them both together, it's 11 once they're both together, then another 2 to make them even, and then you'll jump off this guy. That's 11, so I do 12, 13, and then I'll jump off. Then as soon as I jump, I want to get to the left side of him before I start cannonballing him. The reason for that is if I'm on the left side of him, he'll try and charge to the left. If I'm on the right side of him, he'll charge over there. You do not want him to go there. So I'll go to the left side of him. You see that was very close, but do that. Do that twice and he dies. See, I think I must hit him with a cannon shot, but out. So can you up here? Pistol, use your pistol to shoot that. That gets you another 10 gems. Suck it up. Then you're on your boss fight. And when you're starting, you'll probably want to use the save guys. So positioning on this fight. So you want to be standing with your, well, the first phase, just want to cannon up and then just scimitar on him. It just takes practice to get, so you want, this is far too far to the right here. But ideally you want your right foot just over, can't see it, but over the ledge that's on my left foot here. This is a bad positioning. So it's tricky to get the positioning here, but you want to try and hit him with your cannon shots as you're going up. Yeah, this is a really bad fight, but you kill him before he lands, even still. But yeah, I should have been a lot closer to right, so my right foot is where my left foot, my right foot is basically to the other side of that line where my left foot is. But I'll explain that more in the video going over the bosses. So you see here, I'll be splitting as soon as I get the map.
Oh yeah, I did it!
And you want to do a risky shuffle here. You can do a risky shuffle while you're down here and then jump up, but there's a chance you'll clip the corner, so I don't do that. When you run out of this room, you see me holding down the right trigger. The reason for that is so we can skip the heart squid here. If you run off a ledge while holding down your hat button, you will not pick up the heart squid. You go straight over it like that. So on this screen again, I want to kill some crabs on the left hand side. So I run through this guy just because he's in the way. I don't kill him, but I run through him and then kill that one and that one. Get nothing because this game hates me. I wasn't expecting this to be so detailed. Thankfully not a whole lot to say during this part. So yeah, something I didn't mention, always want to do a risky shuffle when you get to an island on the boat, except for the final island. Because you'll be charging on the next screen, and if you just run to the right, it's not quite enough to get you your charge. So you've got to do a small shuffle here. However you do it, it's up to you. That was okay. So here you just want to land, you want to jump up because there's a ledge you'll run into if you just run. You want to jump up and then just run to the right. You'll miss all the zombies and you'll be good. You can jump around and mess around, but there's a chance if you land on a slope incorrectly, it will stop your run, and that's annoying as hell. This room, I jump up onto this branch, and I sort of, jump up it. Actually, I don't do it like this anymore, but you'll figure out where the ghosts are. And I try to do a shuffle there, and don't get it. But yeah, generally what I do now is I jump up here, then wait for the ghost up here to spawn, and then jump over him. But yeah, you'll figure out roughly where they can spawn, just a matter of messing around with it, playing it, and eventually you'll get a feel of where they can spawn. So yeah, I've changed my strategy up a bit since this point, but yeah, you'll figure out your own way through it. Yeah, and if you feel lucky you can do a shuffle here, it is slightly better, because if you try and do it in the next room, there is a chance the zombie will spawn early, which means when you're charging you'll go into it. So but it depends where the ghost is and how good you are with your risky shuffle. So I miss it here because the ghost gets too close and I bail out. But yeah, if you do a risky shuffle here, you want to stay as far left as possible. Obviously not too far because the screen transition's basically there. So if you go past that point, you get sucked into the screen transition. It's probably about there, maybe a bit close to the edge of the screen. But if you go any further, a zombie will spawn here, and that means if you sort of do your risky shuffle like that, you will then hit your zombie and slow down. But I sort of, get ready. I only just miss in there. Then as you go over this ledge, you want to hold down left trigger. So you get sort of launched off that, hold down left trigger, and you should land on this bit. Sometimes you might land in the middle and break both of them. Not a huge deal, but you should roughly land there. Or you can figure out how to do it yourself. So grab the fossil, which isn't on the Mudbog Island. Then do your charge here, so do your charge, run past that guy as soon as you can. On this screen again, 3 cannon shots land on this branch, so generally safe from ghosts here, and then do cannon shots up here, and you should be fine at 99% of the time that way. And you want to do a risky shuffle here. That was quite a good one. Get through the save guy. And then not a lot to say for most of this. Just pay attention. These first 2 rooms, just jump over stuff. Don't try and do anything special. So on this room, this is Gatekeeper, so you can most people just try and run past him. If you get caught once with his tongue, because it's RNG when he shoots his tongue out, so you don't know when he's going to do it. If you hit once with your tongue and you get through on the second try without stopping, it's roughly the same speed as stopping here and waiting for his tongue. But yeah, most people just risk it and try and go for it. Which I do, and I get it. I get through, no problems. So next we're going to try and do some tongue skips. So what we do, run to the ledge, then you can either let go of the button when you're off, and you'll fall down, or what I do is I basically pull back. You'll see here first, and then I'll just go back. I missed that one. Pull back too soon. But I get that one. So sort of get hit, pull back to the left just to get myself in the corner. Here, run up against the ledge, jump up. And another ledge skip there. That was a much better one, but yeah, you can just fall straight down. If you miss it, don't try and go for it again. You can get it if the tongue's over on the right and you just happen to get through that gap there. But if you miss it on the first attempt, don't go for it again. Just wait for the tongue to go back up. So on this screen, run past the first one, and you want to sort of get to this post. I don't think I was quite far enough there. And then run back, basically hit the wall, and then run to the right. The reason for that is the tongue monster down below there will activate when you do that. It did activate, so you could hear the sounds there if you paid close attention. You can hear 2 tongue sounds. Very close there. Then get past that one. That one's activated, so you can run past. If you miss this tongue skip, you need to listen carefully and hear when this one goes up. If you hear when it goes up, it has a cooldown before it can shoot its tongue out again. So even if you miss this tongue skip, but you've activated this one, it is possible to get through without this one putting its tongue down again. If you're not sure, just wait. So I get a bad cycle here with this because I missed some tongue skips higher up. So I can't make it past the spike, so I get annoyed and do some jumps. Yeah, you want to try and make it past that spike, but it's pretty much RNG. Then this section here, just keep running here. Jump through there. Don't have to stop for that section. But the rest of it is just a case of waiting around for no reason. Because this section sucks. Not a lot you can do to save time, if anything. I get a good cycle there. I don't get a bad cycle, that's a slow cycle, but sometimes you have to wait for that first spike pillar to come down. And it blocks you. You have to wait for it to go back up. But the rest of the section, nothing important about it. Just wait for the spike. And enjoy the music and the Shantae's idle animation. So this screen, make sure you do the tongue skip here. It's a really you're going to get it 99% of the time, but just make sure you do it. Don't be an idiot. You always have to wait for these spikes here no matter what. The Tombstone room. So in this first room, only certain ones come to life. Neither of these first two do, but this one here, the second one in the second set does. This one doesn't, this one doesn't, the middle one down here does. These don't. But here the second and the fourth one do, so you want to jump up, land between the two of them, go to the right. It is, if you're very unlucky, possible that when you land, this one goes to the right, this one goes to the left, exactly the same time, and you're sandwiching between them, and there is only a few frames to react to that. I've lost a run to that before. But that one's quite nice. See, this one doesn't even come to life yet, so which direction they go and when they move is entirely random. And then finally, these two here, these two that are close together, come to life. But from here on out, every single gravestone comes to life. Let's jump over them. It is possible to jump from here and land here, but I believe you've got to sort of clip through this, so it's a bit of a risk. Oh, he's just going to land here, but yeah, make sure you jump over both of them. And you're done. With this screen, not a lot you can do here. Small bits and pieces of time save. Just cutting the corners. I don't know if I do it in this. Let's see how I do this. So here, you want to jump up here to activate this mummy, then jump back. You can stay here, then jump up and down. It's a bit risky. I prefer going to the right and then jumping back over. And yeah, that's quite a late one. You can jump a lot earlier than that. That was really slow, actually. Let's see how I cut it. So yeah, run up here, jump up here. Okay, yeah, and I left this late as well. You can cut that. I usually cut that very short, so basically the mummy would be about here when I fall down. Just miss it by a few frames, but not a huge difference. And what you can do here is if you try and jump from about here, you can jump down this hole, which is quicker than running off the edge. But you have to jump without hitting the wall. It's quite tight, but you'll get the feel for it eventually. I get it there, and I don't get it there. Saves you a few frames if you get it. Doesn't lose you any. Again, just dodge these gemstones. Gemstones. Gravestones, sorry. Nothing to say here. Just run to the left, jump over these Stevens, don't mess around, and you'll be fine. So on this room it's possible to avoid all the platforms. Don't quite get it there, but you can do it. So this room, Gates of Hell. So it's possible these spikes will be open here depending on how you've done throughout the rest of it and what the timer's on. But fairly simple jump over the first two and the third one. So the gates are open for me here. I'm not entirely sure why actually. Probably because I had to wait for that first spike in the first room is probably why. So I can just run straight through here and hope this guy doesn't give me a bad one. So I know, so at this point I'm thinking, okay, there's this guy coming for me. I think I'm far enough ahead to make it through here before these spikes here. Otherwise I'd have to jump over it. But yeah, I'm good. More than enough time. Wait for the spikes. Then here. So you can, if you want to be safe, jump on, just wait for this guy to do his thing. Or you can jump up here, jump up just in front of him, do a max height jump, then when you're at your max height, go to the right. Don't try and do a don't try and jump and move at the same time, otherwise you might hit him. But yeah, if you don't get the good cycle, you just want to wait down here, wait for the spikes. And sometimes you'll have to wait for the little Stevens to go across and give you a clear path. You'll get a feel for it. And it's also possible when you're here that this guy will be a jerk and shoot another one and just completely ruin your day. RNG, not much you can do about it, you'll learn to adapt to it. So yeah, so I'm going to jump up on this platform here, jump straight up. So if I tried to go to the right here, because he went up to the max, I would have jumped into him. But because I jumped up, then to the right, I missed him. But you need to make sure you jump quickly, because it's possible he'll only do a small one. So if you wait here before you jump, he will shoot you and get you. So not a lot of time to get here. Just, that was bad platforming. Just platform up. Don't stop at this point, otherwise your man gets Stevened. I hate those two gravestones there. They always seem to trouble me. So what you want to do here with these tongues is they will do a back and forth 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So it did 3 on the right, and then I go. So you can then run past this one if you got that timing right. So 3, 2, 1, go. And that means you can skip this spike. So 3, 2, 1, go. There's a small gap between 1 and go because my timing's bad. But so you just wait for it to go to the left side 3 times, and after it's been to the left side on the 3rd time, so 1, 2, 3. So it's been to the left side 3 times, go. Or goes back to the 3, 2, 1, go. And then you can skip that spike, skipping a cycle. If you're not up for that, then just wait for it. I was scared of that trick for a very, very, very long time. I think it's down to about 54s or so, until I finally picked up the courage to start doing it. And it's easy. So this is might be the trickiest section because you got the Kissy robot coming from the left, you've got gravestones here, and you've got tongues above you. So jump over this gravestone. You want to land between these two centre ones, and again they can pincer you. Generally, just jump up as soon as you can and sort of do a small jump over here. Even if you go quite far to the right, you will pretty much always miss this tongue. This tongue is deceptively useless. So yeah, I did that quite well, but depending on the pattern you get, you can get quite close and you can get squeezed in there. Just remember to avoid this cackleback. Where are we going now? Nice 50 minutes. Oh, this is taking much longer than I thought, but we're 20 minutes in now. So yep, so I split when that screen fades. So you want to do a small risky shuffle here also. If you're getting safety hearts, which I recommend, again I didn't cut safety hearts out until I was on about 55-minute time. This is the first heart squid you'll want to pick up. So you want to go pick up this heart squid here if you're doing safety hearts. Do a risky shuffle here, just charge to the left. And we got a whole bunch of text. Run to the right and jump up. That's not that jump. You might want to run to the left here and get that save guy, or get that save guy on your way past him after run. The reason for that is it is somewhat... So entering this dungeon is one of the crash points of the game where it's like to crash. It can crash on I think any screen transition, or most screen transitions, where it moves between zones. But this is one of the... problem ones. You want to make sure you're not holding any buttons when you enter the dungeon, but even that is not good enough. I have lost many a run to this crash, but just want to be as centered as possible so you don't have to move. So I'm pretty much centered there, and I'm just going to press up and then let go of everything. So you want to do a risky shuffle here, make sure you hit this candelabra, has a chance of gems. Then do a shuffle here, so you can do a shuffle a bit further to the right if you want to avoid those, but it doesn't really matter. And then what I do here is I sort of wait till I do it. I jump up here, land as soon as possible because I want to kill as many skeletons as possible, because they have a chance to drop a pike ball as well as a super pike ball. You want a pike ball by the time you get to the Batgirl in a few rooms' time. So at this point I don't have one. I'm thinking, crap, I need one. These skeletons better drop me one. So the skeletons have a chance of dropping a pike ball, as well as a super pike ball. Let me have a look at their drop chance. Skeletons, assuming they're all the same ones, they have a 20% chance of a pike ball and a 5% chance of a super pike ball. So that's actually pretty good. Well, I don't think these are all the skeletons. There must be some more as well. Some of these drop medium gems. Maybe that's only the big ones. I don't know what the small ones are called. I can't find them. Really quick look. Skeletons. That one. Oh, they're probably called Wonder Skulls. No, maybe not. That's something else. Not sure what they could be called then. Yeah, skeletons, 5% chance for super pipe ball, 20% chance for pipe ball. Maybe it's the candles that give you gems. Actually, now that I think about it, the big gems. So maybe they are the same. Yeah, you killed another 2 here. So at this point, I still don't have a pike ball. I'm thinking, crap. With a pike ball, you can 3-cycle the Batgirl here fairly easily. Without a pike ball, still possible to 3-cycle her, but it's extremely difficult. And you generally 4-cycle, maybe even 5 without a pike ball. but I'll see when I do it. But yeah, what you want to do here, get into this room, stop. I made the mistake of sort of not letting go of directions there, which means my charge doesn't reset. Then you want to do a small risky shuffle here while you're waiting for them to spawn in. Charge, hit these first two. Thankfully get a pipe ball there, and then jump up and cannon this one 3 times. And I'll kill him. I then use my regular pipe ball. Just kill her, just fairly simple kill. Get nothing off her, so Scorpio, Batgirl. She has a 10% chance for Pirate Flare, 30% chance for Super Fireball, and 30% chance for Super Monster Milk, so some very nice drops there. I didn't get anything. For this room you want to cannon up 3 times, then use your hat. I mess it up, I think my cannon shots were too close together there. I'm going to try and go through the rest of this slightly quicker, but if you want to go back and see any kills, you can always reset and things. If you want to see like the Batgirl kill again, just go back in YouTube. Grab this key. So yeah, some of these pots will give you gems, so you want to jump onto the platform to the right here and then cannon your way up. So your cannon moves you up quicker than your hat. So you want to land here and then jump up again because your cannon's quicker than your hat. You can use your hat to just land on this platform here and then jump up again. I'd recommend not doing that to begin with. It's not much quicker, and just hat your way up the rest of the room. In the hat floaty room with the things that shoot fire. So in this room you can either choose to jump up to this platform, or I just choose to cannon 3 times then hat. I think my way is slightly quicker, but not much difference. Now we're on Cyclops Plant, so you want to use your Super Pipe Ball. And after you've used your Super Pipe Ball, move over to your Pirate Flare. After every single boss fight from this point on, you want to be on your Pirate Flare after you've used your items. So that way, after the boss fight, you can just use your quick select without having to menu again. So that is important to do, just to save you time in menuing. Menuing can save so much time in this fight. So I'm not going to find too much detail here, but basically, yeah, you want to get into a hitbox, hit her, and splatter. I do a bad job in this fight, I believe. I do quite well to begin with, but yeah, just whip her so I don't get knocked back, but I believe I fall out. Yeah, I think I'm missing it. No. Yeah, there we go. I fell down, missed a whip, and lost my timing. So I kill that egg just so there's less room for me to mess up. That's something else in my way. I'm playing it safe now because I'm low on health and because I'm bad, but that's a fairly decent kill. And you can just take that safe on your first few goes if you want. No reason to go for that. But you the Super Pipe Ball here is required. Don't think I've ever killed it without Super Pipe Ball. If you have a spare regular Monster Milk, you can use it on this fight. If you have a Super Monster Milk off that bad girl, you can also use it on that fight if you really want to. Entirely up to you. I wouldn't. So we grab the map, and then as soon as we come out of here, get a text box and I start spamming left bumper and right bumper to use my Pirate Flare. So you got to speak to Risky here. Down the off the turn line. So again, we'll be doing a risky shuffle here, and charging to the right through the cactuses. So the cactuses have a 5% chance for Monster Milk and a 3% chance for Bubble Shield. So we want, ideally we need ideally we have 2 Bubble Shields by the end of the run, but we only require 1 for the Pirate Master, and that's all we need, but we can use 1 for Steel Maggot. So there I get 1 Monster Milk, which is quite nice. So at this point in my mind I think, okay, I've got 1 Monster Milk. Because when I finished the boss, my inventory was absolutely bare. I had 4 Pirate Flares and an Auto Potion. I had literally nothing else. And those are the items you're always going to have at that point. So I got extremely unlucky in drops in this run. Start anyway. So you charge along here. There are some pots in here. So you suck up those pots, I believe, for 10 gems. No, 20 gems, sorry. 20 gems. So, here's the Scorp Gals. I actually farm a lot of these in this run because my luck has been absolutely dreadful. And I've just got a bad feeling about it going forward. So I kill some, I don't kill anymore. You can jump up onto this platform, do a risky shuffle, or do a risky shuffle down here and jump up there and skip her. I would recommend early on you kill as many as you want to. I'd recommend killing this one each time you go past, and then probably kill the other one I kill on the outside as well. I'd recommend that to begin with, just to get as many drops as possible. You also have a decent number of gems if you follow this route, so you should be able to buy pretty much everything you need. I think I buy 3 super monster milks and a bubble shield during this run. So that requires a lot of gems, so fairly easy to get gems if you need to, but I don't even trust that, so I kill these Scorp Girls as well. So Scorp Girls have a 50% chance to give you 5 gems, which is okay. You also have, where is she? A 30% chance of super monster milk and a 20% chance of a super pipe ball. So you're guaranteed an item. You're either guaranteed 5 gems or you're guaranteed one of a super monster milk or a super pipe ball. So definitely worth killing. And the number you're looking for, you need 4 super monsters. You need 4 milks and 4 pike balls, ideally supers, by the time you get to the boss of this dungeon. So I kill her, cannon her 3 times, cannon her 3 times again. I get 5 gems because screw this game. So just jump over this room if you want to avoid these platforms. Not much to say here. Go speak to good old Squiddy here. And then, yeah, you see me spamming my bumpers. Just ready to use Pirate Flare as soon as possible.
Pirate Flare activated.
So now we need to go back to Sliver Island and also go back to Ammo Town, or Scuttletown, sorry. I go to Scuttletown first because I don't need the gems. There's no real difference between it, but yeah, let's go up to Sky's Hatchery. But if you're doing the other shopping route, you would go to Sliver first for an extra 30 gems for your shop, because you'll be shopping here. I shop on next time back to town. Yeah, so I do this badly, so it's stupid, the game's stupid, and I speak to Sky's uncle there. Just unlucky. Yeah, you want to be as far right as possible just to make sure you get the sarcophagus. There we go, Sliver Island. At this point, if you're good on bubble shields, you can skip these crabs. I kill them because I still don't have any bubble shields, and again, need 1, ideally 2. So if you're going for your safety squids, you grab this squid at this point on your way back. The reason you don't grab him on your way out is because you're charging and continuing on. Here, you're going to be stopping your charge here anyway, so if you charge into him here and pick him up, that's going to stop your charge. You're not losing that much time with the charge, whereas the other way, you're going to be wanting to do a charge again on your way out. So that's why we save it until this point. So you'd grab that heart squid and go on your way up here. Work your way up that room. Go cannon your way up here. So I choose to kill this crab. You can skip him, you can go under, can go over. Up to you. I kill him because I need drops. If you need your other heart squid, there's one there, so just go to the left and round and pick him up. I don't need him, but that'll be your 3rd heart squid. And then again, you want to whip these. There's 3 pots here, I think, one about here, one here, and one here. So you want to whip them. You should be able to hear them. Sometimes you only hear 2 breaking, but you should get 30 gems. And you want to make sure you suck them up while you're up here, if you can get past the crab. Don't go too far to the right, otherwise you will screen transition and miss those gems. 30 gems. Just cannon your way up this room. So this mermaid room, you'll find your way across it, cannon up, and then you cannon across and hat down. This tile here, the roof here, is probably the bit that catches most people out, so you pretty much want to be as far to your right as possible when you jump over. But you will probably mess this room up a lot while you're going through it. It takes a while to get used to. But yeah, cannon basically up and then go down. Grab the sarcophagus. And again, let's go spam those bumpers. I didn't spam them that time. And now we're back, going back to town line. An hour in. Okay. We're getting close to twice as long. Let me just pause all seconds again. So yeah, charge through the cactuses. Hoping for more monster milk. I don't get anything. At this point, I'm thinking, crap. I've got 1 monster milk, nothing else, not even a regular pike ball. So I believe I'm going to collect the 20 gems there because they've respawned at this point. So I'll charge through here. Yep, and I'll get those 20 gems. So at this point I have a gem total in mind. My gem total in mind is 360. So that will get me... Sorry, 310 is what I want. So that will get me 310 gems, gets me a 3-pack of Super Monster Milks, which costs 200. As well as, so 110 gems is the 110 is always the number you want. That will get you your pirate flares. Then depending how many Super Monster Milks you think you need, how many Super Pipe Balls you think you need, or what you think you can do without. Do you need a bubble shield or not? Will depend on, yeah, how you gem. So at this point I'm thinking I need 310 gems. That will get me 110 for the 4 flares I need, then 200 for the 3-pack of Super Monster Milks. And that'll do me for the rest of the rank. So I've already got 1 Monster Milk, I need 4 milks total. I can do with 1 regular Monster Milk, plus I'll probably be killing some Scorp Gals. So that's what's going through my head at this point. By stopping here, you're losing a bunch of time, because not only do you have to charge up again, which is 100 frames, you've lost your slowdown from charging through the cactuses and charging through the rocks there. So when you charge through the zombies in the next room, you're going to be having to do your delay again, otherwise your delay would pretty much be on 0 at this point. You've killed roughly 10 things, so otherwise you'd have 0 delay going through them. So you lose a lot of time not only sucking up the gems, you lose nearly 2 seconds from building your charge up again, and you lose nearly 2 seconds from your delay again. I believe, I don't know the number off the top of my head for that. So you're losing probably about 5 seconds for 20 gems here, which is okay, not awful, but there are better gems to get. So if you're not going for a huge amount of gems, if maybe you have 2 regular milks already, and or you just maybe want to kill some extra Scorp Gals, you can choose to leave these gems. If you're going to miss any gems, these are the ones to miss. You don't want these 20 gems on your way back through. On the way through the first time, you're stopping here anyway to go up, so it's not too bad. You can also come back on your way back through from the zombies and then dash here, shoot them, and then suck them up. That loses less time. I don't like doing that. No real reason why. Mainly because I've already come through, I guess, and already broken the pot, so I might as well suck them up now. What it is better doing here is running to the right to the sarcophagus and then starting your risky shuffle from there after you've spoken to the sarcophagus and interacted with it. I don't do that because I have the memory of a goldfish. So if I did that, I'd then have to go through the zombies, pay attention to what drops I'm getting, while also at the same time remembering the code I need to get into the temple, and that is far, far beyond me. I can't do that. If you've watched my stream, you'll know at this point I am literally saying out loud the code over and over again between the point I get sarcophagus and the point I enter it. That is what I have to do to remember it. So I build up my charge here and charge to the right. So yeah, you just run to the right, get sarcophagus. So these skeletons, let's have a look at their drops. They have a 20% chance of a pipe ball and a 5% chance of a super pipe ball and 20% chance of 1 gem. So you're likely going to be okay on pipe balls after this, at least regulars. Super pipe balls, you generally expect to get 2 here, I'd imagine. You can get more, can get less. And obviously the Scorp Gals can drop them as well. So, yeah, but you generally come out of this area with at least 1 super pipe ball. But you can get unlucky and get absolutely nothing. So, there's a super pipe ball. So 2 regulars and 1 super. As you're charging past this chest here, if you spam your whip button, you should knock it open. And then you want to make sure you charge into the wall here, because that will release some gems that you can then suck up. I believe it's 20 more gems. Because you have to wait for the sword to fall down anyway, so you're not losing any time doing this. But yeah, whip that on your way past you're charging. Yes, that was 20 gems. And you can see I even had to wait for the blade doing that, so lost no time sucking these gems up. Do a charge here, and we go back to the zombies. So just regular pipe balls there. Can be difficult to tell you if you got any supers or not, but there is a point coming up where you get a free inventory check. So I'll grab my sketch. You want to be on the left side of it. You can activate it on the right side, but then you've got to move and you've got to run at regular speed the distance of the sarcophagus. So obviously if you're charging, you want to be on the left side when you activate it, because you're at your max speed for longer. Again, starting out, I recommend you do this and go and kill the Scorp Gal again. Oh, I don't kill it, okay. I'd recommend going to kill that Scorp Gal again. I'm not sure why I don't do it there. But what I do now in that room, actually, I don't go up on here. I just go straight up on the right-hand side here and go across, and then activate my charge in the next room. This way's probably slightly quicker, but the problem with this is I have to be very careful here because of where the Scorp Gal is. You can hit her hitbox is quite deceptive, and you can get knocked back and lose a lot of time. That's why I've stopped doing it this way. But I'd recommend just going up and killing her. You don't lose too much time, and then you can do your shuffle up there. I've got no idea what my code is because I wasn't paying attention, but there we go. So the way this works, if you whip it from the left-hand side, it goes one way. If you whip it from the right-hand side, it goes the other. But if you pistol it from the left-hand side, it goes the same way as if you whipped it from the right-hand side. So yeah, so I know the order of them, so I know which, so I'm like, okay, I need to pistol here to get the one I want. That is some expression, Shantae, that is some expression. Wow. Then yeah, you want to crouch and whip this one. You don't want to try and jump and pistol it, just whip it. Yeah, your left hand side and you whip it, it goes one way, right hand side you whip it, it goes the other. And then we're into the temple. So just run to the right here, you will get a small charge. Destroy this pot, get some gems. Not too much to say in this first part. Fairly simple. I'll probably go into more depth of this in another video. You can one cycle this if you're careful, but just do it this way. It's nothing to it. This way is safe. I've never done the one cycle myself. There are two ways to do it, and it's extremely tight or it's extremely stupid. Don't do it. So here you want to try and ward cycle this. So you want to wait for these guys to turn around, jump up onto this chain or right chain. Doesn't matter which one. Jump up as quickly as possible, then jump up onto the middle chain, and you should be able to get that before the next set of guards turn around. You could also just choose to take it safe. It's not a huge time difference. But yeah, see there, I jumped up quickly, jump up onto this chain. If they turned around now, I'd be caught, but I've got enough time just to jump up. So here, you want to whip this chest as soon as possible, so this is pretty much perfect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to jump up here and get some gems. But if you don't do that, you can actually stand down there and grab the key from below. Not a huge difference. You're just slightly lower down so you can run the right easier. But yeah, so that's just a neat thing. If you don't go up here to get gems, there's 60 gems up here. Yeah, you can stay below and pick it up from below. So you can whip all those through at once. You don't have your lamp here, so you can't suck up these gems. And you can hit all three pots at once, and you just fall down onto the key. I think that's about a 7-second time loss to get 60 gems there. So compare that to about 5 seconds to get the 20 earlier. You can spend 7 to get 60 gems. That's a no-brainer. So this room, this was the difficult room in Tan Line. So I'm doing the fast strat for the first part of it. You probably don't want to do that. You probably want to do the slow strat to begin with, which means waiting here for this guard, and then waiting here for him. Then you should be in a position to run down here. So you just jump down here, run down here, land here. Then as soon as this guy goes past you again, you can run down. And then it's pretty much the same as what I'm doing. But yeah, if you're doing the fast track, you pretty much go to the edge. The pretty much last possible moment, you jump up and land in here. That was good. If you jump too early, you will land outside of the darkness and he will see you. You jump too late, you won't jump. And yeah, jump into this darkness here. Wait for this guy to get past. He can deceptively see behind him. He can see up to about there, probably, on him. So you can probably see a bit further back than him. So you have to wait for it till he's cleanly past you before you go out of here. When he turns around, you might want to jump here because his sight is sort of just directly in a line. So if you jumped up, you're out of his line of sight, just about. But I don't do it there because I am through. Just yeah, hide behind this guard. So if you've done the slow route at the top, you'll be in the exact same position at this point, but you'll just be a cycle behind. So you'll be there now in this slow cycle. You wait for this guard to go past, then you drop down, and you just wait, then you just hide behind this guy. And yeah, you'll get in here. I think in the slow, actually, you'll be behind him here, but not much difference. You'll be you can choose to run and jump over him as he turns around, or you can choose to wait for him a bit, then jump over him like that, which is what I do now. But I choose to play it safe here. I'm not risking it. It was a tournament race. I'm not going to lose a minute by being an idiot. Just work your way down here. Not much to say here. Just work your way through. Yeah, I'll go in Town Line in more detail in another video, or when I do my proper tutorial. So you always want to go to the left girl first. Obviously because the exit's on the right, so just do less walking. It's approximately 1 minute from entering this room through the door at the top to getting the golden pickaxe. Approximately. I believe that's the case. I haven't done a run for a long time, so well, my internal timings are slightly off. Yeah, at this point I'm already planning ahead. I'm already thinking, okay, what Scorpions do I need to kill? What gems do I need to get? So at this point I'm at 303 gems. So I know that I get 10 gems guaranteed in the gauntlet room. I know I can pick up another 5 gems guaranteed from one of the pots. And there's 10 gems I can grab from another set of pots in the dungeon. So that's 25 gems I can get. I need 310 gems for the super monster mooks I want to buy. But I can also swap that out and get some super pipe balls if I do get lucky with these Scorp gals. So I'm thinking, okay, at this point I've got 1 super pipe ball, 1 regular monster milk. So I'm thinking, okay, I want to buy 3 super monster milks. That is my intention. But importantly, I also do not have any bubble shield drops at this point. There are still some chances to get them in the dungeon itself. But those are really your last option to get them. So I'm thinking, okay, I need 25 gems from a bubble shield. So my goal for gems then would be 335 to get the super monster milks I need plus bubble shields. So what I'm thinking at this point is, okay, if I am extremely unlucky and I don't get any super monster milk drops and no bubble shield drops, I'll be getting so if I don't get super monster milk drops off these Scorp gals, they'll probably give me money, so I just need 5 gems off one of the Scorp girls I kill. So I'll be getting 10 gems off the, what do you call him? The Mantis guy. 10 gems guaranteed off him. 5 gems from one of the pots, and 10 gems from one of the, from some other pots. So that's 25 gems I'll be getting, which take me up to 328. And I need 335. So I'll probably be getting some small gems from some of the enemies along the way, so I just need 2 of those. That's reasonable to expect. And then if I get a super monster milk drop from one of the Scorp girls, fantastic. I don't need to buy 3 of them, so I save money there, and then I can buy the bubble shield. If I don't get that, I'm probably going to get gems instead, and those gems will give me the extra 5 gems I need to get the bubble shield. So at this point, I have that all in my head from this point forward. But there are a couple of Scorp girls I can kill. At this point, I'm not feeling confident in my items, so I'm actually going to kill one of the external Scorp girls, which I don't do hardly ever. This was the first time in a while I'd done it because I just hated my luck. So this is where we get the free pause in the moment. So after this cutscene, and I do this pause badly here, so when the music starts playing here, you can pause and you don't lose any time. So I check my inventory there, and this inventory is quite sad. So I've got 1 super pipe ball, no super monster milk, no food at all. I do have 1 regular monster milk. I've got enough pipe balls for the rest of the run. So the reason I'm going for 3 super monster milks instead of super pipe balls is I can deal with super pipe. I can deal without super pipe balls for the bosses. I can just do regular pipe balls. The minimum super pipe balls I'd want is 2 super pipe balls is what I generally want. 1 for Squid Baron, 1 for Pirate Master. You pretty much always want a super monster milk for Steel Maggot. And yeah, but you'll get used to what you need to get. But I generally like having at least 2 super pipe balls. And 2 super monster milks, but I can make do with less. You don't lose too much time on some of them, but yeah. A super monster milk on Steel Maggot is effectively required, because with just a super monster milk you can 2-cycle him even without using a pipe ball. But yeah, check my inventory at this point. I'm like, okay, I don't have any super monster milks, only 1 super pipe ball. I might need to kill some extra Scorpgals. And because I don't have a bubble shield either, I'm a bit worried. So I don't kill these two. Yeah, if you're farming, I'd recommend killing the one I do here. So jump through this room. I recommend killing this one here. And I get lucky and get a super monster milk. That's great. So I said need 4 milks. So even though I got this super monster milk here, I can still buy a 3-pack if I'm lucky. If I get another super monster milk, then I can put the money towards super pipe balls. So I killed that one. I'm thinking, great, I don't need to kill the extra one in the dungeon. If you want to farm a Scorpgal, that's the one to farm. So you want to scimitar down into this hole. It is important, because if you scimitar down, you will land here. If you don't scimitar down and hold right, you will land here, which means you won't have enough room to get your charge up. You'll have to do a risky shot. So if you scimitar down, you will have enough room to charge out this room. But I'm going for the pot down here. This pot down here has 10 gems. I need those 10 gems. Go down here. I cannon this cactus guy 3 times. Get nothing. And I charge to the right here. Kill those. Also kill this block. So there is a Scorpgal over in the room to the right. I'm not killing her because I killed that one and got Super Monster Milk off her. If I hadn't got anything off her, I probably would have gone to the right and killed the other Scorpgal at this point. And you also get a key while doing that, which means you can skip a key later on. But it is slightly slower, but you do get an extra Scorpgal kill out of it. But I don't, so I go down here. You jump while holding down the left trigger to break through the blocks there. Just spam jump. Can pause and watch it in slow mo. I get another monster milk, so at this point I have 3 monster milks, 2 regular, 1 super. So I'd probably be okay just to buy 1 super monster milk and be good for the rest of the run, but I've already farmed the gems for it. And this pot here, this pot always has 5 gems. So now I'm on 319 gems. I need to get to 335. So I need 1 gem off these guys. I need 5 gems off one of the Scorpgals. Or I can get a bubble shield off one of these. Thankfully I get the gems I need. This guy always drops 10 gems. So you want to kill him. So charge through him, then cannon up and shoot and hit him 3 times. Then you have your 2 Scorpgals, so you just cannon them 3 times each. I get a drop, which is a super pipe ball, which is fine. I'm fine with that. And then a gem. So I've got my 335 gems I need, 2 extra. So I'm doing my 4 butt wiggles here. And I go to the right, go to the left. And you can see, the way you can tell you get it is how much of your hair clips into this block here. That's good. That means I've got it. If any less it clipped in, if it had been slightly later, I would know I wouldn't get it and I would stop at one of the purple blocks and go down. It's just all getting used to it. So I stop pretty much after here, do 4 butt wiggles, 1, 2, 3, 4, go to about here, turn around, go back, and then yeah, I saw that I had it. You can see here, just 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can tell how much of your hair gets stuck in there. If you want to be safe, you can just run and stop in the middle and then jump up there and just run to the right, and that will get you there in 1 cycle. If you do charge through but you're a bit late, stop at one of these blocks instead. But there we go, that's the 1 cycle. Don't need to worry about health here, so if you're using a Super Monster Milk heals 1 full heart, regular Monster Milk heals half a heart. So you can use that to determine if you need to get health from these pots. These are candles or the pots in the previous room. Yeah, I do Super Pipe Ball, Super Monster Milk, because I know I'm going to buy a 3-pack. And I'm happy just to have the 1 Super Monster Milk. I would do a Pike Ball for Steel Maggot, which you don't even need 1. It speeds it up slightly. And I'll do Super Monster Milk regular Pike Ball for Dagron, which should be a 3 cycle. Can be a 2 cycle if you're extremely good, but it is extremely tight. I don't think I've ever gotten it, but yeah. So I'll use my Super Pipe Ball, Super Monster Milk, and then use my pirate, and then hover over my pirate flare. So as soon as I'm done with the boss, I'm ready to pirate flare out. So what you want to do on Squid Baron? How do you want to do this? Up to you. I shoot a cannon shot because why not? Not cannon shot, a pistol shot. It does 1 damage. I don't think it makes any difference. But hey ho, let's do it. And then I jump up on him, scimitar him. Let's go down him. So he'll jump. After he's done his jumps, the next thing he will do is do a charge. He starts his charge when he moves backwards. He doesn't do it here. That's important to notice. If he has started his charge and you kill him at any point in his charge, then you can break open his shell straight away on the next phase. If you kill him before he starts his charge, like I did there, you have to wait for him to move back here in this phase to get him into his eating stage. Okay, so get him to start. So I hat over him, wait for him to move back, then I break open his shell. So that's how you do that, and that will get him into his eating phase. So if he hasn't got to his second charge phase in the first part, wait for him to go back. If he has, you can just get him straight away. And then just, wall up on him here. That was a really good kill. He didn't even move backwards. Normally he will move backwards and then charge forward, and he should be dead by the time he gets back to you if you whipped him well enough. That was pretty much a perfect kill. It was a really, really nice Squid Baron. But yeah, you'll get the hang of it. If you're doing with lesser buffs, obviously, you'll kill him slightly slower. But you should still be able to get him before the eating phase the first time round, which means you can crack him open and it'll go straight into the eating phase. But yeah, I'll be able to use my Pirate Flare. I double checked to make sure I had it because I wasn't sure if I did or not. I had some, so I just quickly double checked that before I used it there. Because I didn't want to accidentally use a super pipe or whatever. So now we head back to town. You want to head right to the shop here before you get the fossil. The reason for that is you're on the right side of the boat there, so less distance to get to the shop. And that's the only reason why. So my shop here, I need 335 gems, so I need 4 pirate flares. You always need to buy 4 pirate flares. Also need, and then I also want a 3-pack of super monster milks, which will be 200 gems. Didn't need to buy that because I had 2 regular milks here, but that's what I wanted to do. That was what I pretty much always did at the time. I now take it a lot riskier. I don't get half the gems I do here, and I just deal with what I have. So knocking out items was literally the last thing I did to improve my time, beyond resetting for stupid RNG. But so you will generally always have. You saw how easy it was for me to get to this gem count, or even get less. Like 260 gems is generally the target I would aim for during this time, which is enough for 2 super monster milks as well as your pirate flares. And then 300 will get you a super pipe on top of that. But yeah, 310 gets you 3 super monster milks, 3 packs. So I'll be buying 4 potions, 3 packs of super monster milks, as well as a bubble shield. I have no bubble shields at this point, so I need to buy one for Pirate Master. Ideally I'd have one for Steel Maggot as well, but tough, didn't have one. You can also buy potions here if you have extra money, potion packs for animation skips. There are 6 items you can animation skip from this point forward, not including the maps. There's actually a bit more. So yeah, if you have extra money, if you get really lucky with your RNG and you farmed extra gems, you can spend that on potions instead for animation skips. Yep, so there's 1 pirate flare, 3. Go past the bubble because I'm not used to buying them. So 1 bubble costs 25, then my 3 super monster milks, 2 gems left over. So so those gem counts. The gems there, I pretty much had that in mind since last time I was in town. It's been that long since I've been working out in my head, okay, how many gems do I need, where do I need to get gems? That's the most fun part of the run to me, is that middle section there where you're just trying to figure out. But yeah, always remember to go back and grab your fossil. Yeah, Mudbog. God, this is far more in depth than I thought it was going to be. We're only an hour and a half. Not too bad, so yeah, I'm going to do a charge here. You want to jump up straight away, then hat. Then you want to land on this platform. However you land on this platform is up to you. I'm in the wrong thing, so let me do that. So jump up, and cannon up twice roughly, and then hat to get onto this platform. Land on this platform, and hold your hat button as you run off the edge, and you're good for this screen. On this screen, jump as soon as possible, and you want to cannon up, land on this platform, hat off, and then you want to do another cannon shot to avoid this block air. Then you're good. So I tried to do a trick called Momentumless Boots there, where you have 1 frame basically to jump after you enter screen transition, let go of a direction, then press direction again, and you keep your dash It's extremely difficult to do. There's only a couple places in the run it's useful, and this is one of them. I didn't get it there, unfortunately. I don't really know how to do it properly. I just press buttons and it works sometimes. Shh, don't tell anyone. But yeah, then you do your charge here, run off the edge. This stream you want to jump straight away, hat, and let go of your hat when you're over this hole. So when you're about here, let go of your hat and you'll be good. This screen, jump, hat, and then canyon your way through. You can land if you want, but just, yeah, work your way through and you're done. Easy peasy. And yeah, you want to do a risky shuffle there. So I can hear when it's, you can also see the edge of it there, but I have a feeling for when it's going to be ready. So yeah, you can listen out for the sound cue. What you want to do here, run off the edge, and then at the very last second, hit your hat button before you hit the ground, and you'll go over this Naga. If you don't, you'll charge through her and lose 20 frames. Not a huge deal, but that's how it works. You jump over here, you'll find your own way through this room, continue charging there. If you do get stopped at this point, if you do bonk your head there, you might want to go up and grab the coin here first and then go down. Otherwise you can just do your charge and go to the right. And again, like we did earlier, we'll be mashing X as we go past this chest. So knock it off. There are a bunch of gem points here. If you charge into this wall there, you get some gems. If you do need more, for whatever reason, but you should have enough at this point. Okay, so here, what you want to do, you want to build up your charge here, but you don't want to activate it until you're in the next room, because if you activate it here, you get stopped at the ledge, and it's silly. There's another place it happens in the run as well. But yeah, these are the only two places that happens. So you want to build up your charge, and when you're blue, I missed it here. Oh yeah, I was too late on the blue, so I go down here and I just do my charge here instead. But yeah, if you do your charge too early, you will bonk basically in midair, which is silly. But yeah, jump over there, charge down. You want to hit your scimitar here. Hold your scimitar as you go off the ledge here. So if there are any ghosts below you, you hit them. I get quite through that, and I have enough room to do a charge here. Otherwise, most of the time you'll be in the next room and do a charge there. I just have enough room to do it there. Charge there. Again, if you bonk into this wall here, some gems. I think it's 20 gems from that wall. But it's been a long, long time since I've had to get gems here. You can grab your coin from below. Drop down here. You need to do a small risky shuffle there to get it. And you want to charge back through. I also believe there are some gems there. I believe you might have to charge and then use your pistol to hit them. I can't remember. It's literally been months since I last had to get them. And what you want to do here is you want to jump up onto the platform here, wait for the ghost to spawn, and then find your way through. So jump up there. I do extremely quickly and go onto the chain and then go up. But you generally want to land on the platform and then work your way up. I jump up here, do my charge up here, then we go to the right. I unfortunately hit one and then bonk my head there because I am bad. Then we got gamers. I do not meme at all in this run. Good. Maybe I do. Okay, that's not too bad. That was third attempt. And in the tournament I did mess around a bit there. Doing things like heads, tails, but yeah. Grab your gem, grab your locket, grab your hopeful flame. And yeah, just remember to go up here. I did forget this a bunch of times when I was the first learning the run. I'll slow over the edge there. But yeah, fall down here, do a charge here. You can kill that Reaper. You can, if you're lucky, your charge hits him, and he can drop a super pipeable if you're extremely lucky. So you can try and get that. That saved me a couple times. Would have been nice here, but I didn't get it. do a risky shuffle here. Be careful not to go out the door. So these guys here, these can drop super pipe balls as well. So if you are in desperate need of one, you can kill them. I always kill that first one because you can't jump quick enough. And sometimes I kill those ones. Those two there. Which has gotten me a super pipe ball before. So in this room, you just want to hold your scimitar down. There's a full health pickup in this pot here. So if you are low on health, you can pick it up. But bear in mind, you'll be using a monster milk before the boss anyway. So if you are in a bit of health down, that will heal you up. Yeah, if you do need that, I'd suggest running to the right, then shooting it, then doing a charge here. If you do land like this and run to the right, you can do a really small risky shuffle. And then get your charge. And you want to scimitar down here. I'll miss it there because I'm bad. And do a risky shuffle here to break through that block. Jump up here. You want to let go of your hat early. I let go of it really late there, but if you let go of it early enough, you will get through the gap and you won't stop running. Not a huge time loss, but here we go. I use my items late for this boss. You can use them before you enter. Not 100% sure why I use them late. No real difference. Just means they last longer if I have a really bad fight. But yeah, so I use a regular pipe ball. I've got 3 super monster milks. So there's 3 bosses remaining. There's Dagron, there is Steel Maggot, and there's Pirate Master. So for this fight, I'm like, okay, I'm going to use a regular pipe ball and a super monster milk. I'm going to use a Super Monster Milk regular pipe ball as well for Steel Maggot, because as I said, even if you just have a Super Monster Milk, you can still 2-cycle him without using any pipe ball, so Super Pipe Ball is not necessary for that. Obviously it will speed it up a bit, but it won't get you an extra cycle. Unless you're really lucky and get as a tree, you can get 1 cycle. But I do want the Super Pipe Ball for Pirate Master, and I want a Super Monster Milk for all of them. Then again, I move over, select by Pirate Flare. So I hear he does a deep swoosh noise or fire breathing noise, whatever you want to call it here. That's how I know he's going to go short. It's subtle. I mess it up a lot, but that's how I can tell he's going short. So you can see I'm already starting to move to the left here because I heard that sound cue. Let's do it again. So you can see. I hear it now. There we go. I'm starting to move to the left. Can't even see him, there's no indication visually that he's going short, but I know he's going short. And I jump up, I've already started my jump, I'm ready to hit him. Yeah. So I'm already in position. By the time he stopped, I know where he is. So with him. And then I do really well here and get a whole bunch of ascension hits. That's pretty much a perfect phase of Dagron. So at this point I'm thinking maybe I can 2-cycle him. Get him down, he comes along again, he has a less deep swoosh there, so I can tell. I think it's just a slightly quicker sound as well. And of course I can see him now, because the more you damage him, the quicker he goes. I know he's coming along. So I just jump up, whip him down. Unfortunately get a bad ascension climb there, so I just missed the 2-cycle and hit him in midair. That's the best Super Monster Milk pipe ball Dagron I've ever done. Never managed to 2-cycle him. I was really, really pleased with that. I was really disappointed it wasn't an actual 2-cycle. But if you listen to the commentary, they are very confused about that. But yeah, usually Super Monster Milk regular pipe ball would be a 3-cycle. Super Monster Milk Super Pipe Ball is a 2-cycle. And if you have anything less than that, it's a 1,000,000,000 cycle. I don't know exactly what a regular milk and regular pipe ball is, or even just using one and using like a super milk and no pike ball, probably about a 3 or 4 cycle for that. It depends how many ascension hits you get. Again here, I actually do the charge properly, so I'm blue going through the screen. I have not activated my charge yet, but I activate it as soon as I get through, which means I can activate my charge. But you figure your own way out through the stream. So here, I do this badly here, but I usually hit this Naga here, then cannon up 3 times, but I cannon really quickly for some reason. Usually you miss this Naga, and you'll go land on this platform if you do it like that, but I don't because I messed up and I'm bad. You can see how good the last 2 splits have been for me. Sort of gain a bunch of time back. This is in the tournament, so stressful situation as well. I do lose a lot of time with Steel Maggot though, spoilers. I think I have a really, really bad Steel Maggot here from what I can remember. Then we're off to Frostbite. So how you go about these screens is up to you. I like to land somewhat frequently. Oh, when I hit that wolf. These wolves can drop a super monster as well as super pipe ball. I believe it's a 4% chance for super pipe ball and 3% chance for super monster milk. So if you are short, you can kill them, but I choose to miss them. I think I messed up. But yeah, I try and land as frequently as possible to reset my cannons, just to play extra safe in there. I'm an idiot and hit the monsters, but you will figure out your own way through this screen. Just try and avoid hitting everything. I do badly here. But yeah, I want to land as often as possible just so I have extra jumps, and so I reset my cannon shots when I land. So I land there just to get everything ready. If you try and do it in one jump, you can make it, but it can be a little tight, and you can land on the slopes. If you land on the slopes, you can lose a lot of time. So when there's change, you just want to jump up and cannon as much as possible. Okay, you'll get your own feeling for it. And I go inside there rather than round, but yeah, you want to be up here. One thing to be careful for here, so you want to try and be jumping in the screen transition here. If you land sort of as you go through the screen transition, it's possible to soft lock here as you're falling down. As you get into the next screen transition, it breaks everything. It's bad. Never had that happen. That's possible, but you want to be jumping up, because as you saw there, as I'm jumping through that transition, I start jumping here as well. Otherwise I'd be climbing up, and if I was climbing up, that's slower, so I get height less quickly, whereas here I can just go straight to the right. Do a risky shuffle here. Up we go. Again, do another shuffle here. Again, you'll find your own timing for this room. Like, some people choose to land on this block because you're invulnerable, so you can run on those spikes. I don't do that. I just know where to cannon, so I cannon just after this. And I land here. So you can continue running here, or you can do your charge here. If you do your charge here, again, you want to activate it when you get to the next screen. So you want to build it up here and activate it here. So that's why I stop there, because otherwise if you charge, you get stopped here. If you do, that's perfectly fine to do. If you do want to do that, you'll then build up your risky shuffle down here. And you'll find your own way through the screen. And I land on this platform and then restart my jump again. Some people just choose just to go up. You'll find your own way through it. Jump up here. And again, you'll find your own way to charge here to get your charge as quickly as possible. You'll avoid all the enemies here. You can do this while staying in the air, or you can choose to land down here, up to you. So you want to jump here, do not use any cannon shots, get your hat going up, then go to the left here, and then you want to cannon 3 times, land on the platform up here. Just to save a little bit of time. Build up your charge, you want to hold down A here. I don't do that because I just know when to press A. But if you hold down the A there, you can buffer it and you will jump as soon as possible. If you're late on your jump here, you will hit the edge of the platform and stop. I don't buffer my jump because I know the timing, I've got the timing down for only buffer jumps sort of thing. But yeah, if you hold A while entering the screen transition, you will jump at the earliest possible opportunity. And again, you'll work your own way through this room. Pirate flat out. Long way out now. We might just be done sub 2 hours. Now we got another 10. We got so you can press yep, do a risky shuffle here, charge up again, and just head to the right. There'll probably be a few times where you want to head up here just out of habit. Don't do that. Go to the right. Just speak to Poe here. If for whatever reason you have a pipe ball active there, he will hide behind the wagon. It's thrown me a few times, and you see I waited there. That's because I'm usually expecting a text box there. There is not a text box, I'm just an idiot. So you can charge as soon as you get to that screen. You want to do a risky shuffle here, and then you head over to go visit Rotty Tops. For some reason I was really slow entering that. Grab out Spirit of Joe, and then you want to run up to him. Speak to him again. There are no more text boxes here, so you can just hold left. And grab your pirate flare. And then you can pirate flare out. And we head back to Scuttletown. Yeah, avoid everything. You'll want to avoid everything here, unless you need an item and you want to risk it. You're only losing less than 2 seconds by charging through everything, so if you do need extra money for something, or if you do want a super pipe ball, a regular monster milk, or even a regular pipe ball or something, then yeah, you can just charge through them. And I do get the lineup here for what everyone calls the nut buster. Actually loses you time because you can actually do it a few frames before. But there we go. Actually a bad trick to get because it means you've lost time. Because far left as possible.
Activated.
It doesn't matter. A lot of times it's never going to matter. Then remember here to go to the right again. We're going to go visit Joe. There's been a number of times where I've just gone to Frostbite after that because I'm an idiot. You see a lot of the time if you're paying attention to my controller that I'm preemptively pressing the direction a lot. And jump down here and go to the left. Some people do a charge up there, risky shuffle up there, you lose time, just jump down. Heading to the dungeon here. This dungeon entrance is another one of the crashing hotspots, so I've lost many a run to this as well, which is unfortunate. Again, let go of all directions. Run to the left and grab this key, and you can grab these keys from underneath, so it saves a little bit of time. Just go to that screen. If you got the extra key in the Catacombs, you can skip this key up here. If not, you can grab it. Ideally, you'd want to be using potions or a food item and all these keys, but I got no food items this run. 0. Actually, no, that's a lie. I got 1 extra flesh pop. A single flesh pop. So this room, depending on how you do this room, depends on how the ice block that falls from the ceiling is. It's all on from when you enter the room. So if you do it the same every time, the ice block will be in the same position every time. So I do my charges from deep on purpose, just to give that extra time. Again, spam the button there as you're running through that. And you'll see here that I start my charge really far from the right here. That is just to give that ice block extra time to fall down. If I'd done my charge from the left hand side there, the ice block would have fallen on me and I'd have been sent back to the start of the room, losing a huge amount of time. So you'll get a feeling your own pattern for ice blocks. A couple of people, I think sound defense goes underneath here. Yeah, that's how you do that. Then we're through to Steel Maggot. So if you had an extra bubble shield, you'd want to use it here. I always use my items here after I enter the boss room. The reason for that is this boss can take a while. Your boost lasts 60 seconds, so the time you do between using it and entering the room, that time actually counts against you while you wait for this cutscene. So you're losing time, you're potentially losing your buff, so I wait extra long. Because I'm not using a bubble shield here, and because milks heal me, I know I can tank some damage. So if I was using a bubble shield, I'd use it straight away along with my other buffs. Because I'm not, I wait a while before I use it. I think I have a good first cycle here, so you want to jump up, get a button, and then hit the next one. If you miss, what you actually want to do is jump down to the floor, then you can actually get both the other ones. I haven't implemented that strategy yet. You can do that, so I accidentally hit the third one. But yeah, make sure you use your hat here. Your hat is extremely useful to get the one you want. So I get a really nice pattern there. That's pretty good. If you get him extremely early, you can actually bounce down between the ceiling here and the tail, and you can one cycle with a super monster and a super pipe while doing that. It's extremely difficult, but it is possible. Here, yep, so I use my super monster milk now, and I use a regular pipe ball, switch over to my pirate flare. And what I should have done is I should have shot the tail there. As soon as his tail's damaged, he stops. It's possible he can run away from me, but yeah, you just want to whip him. Here, my pipe ball is hitting him. You can see the 5 pop up occasionally. As I said, that doesn't really matter. With just a super monster milk, you can 2-cycle him, but this will just speed it up by a smallest amount. good first cycle, then I can jump up, get hit on his tail here. I can also try and get hit on that. I tank a damage which is 4, so I can't tank anymore. Hit the middle one, it's not that. At this point, I'm being an idiot and think I've not hit the boss back one yet. And I keep messing up and keep hitting the wrong piece. My nerves are just killing me here. I'm trying to hit the back one and I keep missing it. And I finally hit it, I'm like, god damn it. But I'd already hit it. It's the exact same pattern both times, so getting lucky. But yeah, it should still be a 2 cycle again. I get the pipe ball lined up, which is good. If you're not using a super monster milk, you want to try and get your pipe ball lined up. If you're using a regular monster milk and a super pipe ball, you can miss one phase with the super pipe ball, so you don't have to line up the first time. But if you miss it the second time, you will be in a 3 cycle, unfortunately. There we go, a 2 cycle, an extremely bad one. You can see just how much time I lost on that fight. I mean, part of it I must have, in my run before this, I must have got the extra key and tan line, which is why that split's so bad. So it's not quite nearly a minute time loss, but it's not far off. Oh, he's my pirate flare there. If you are a pirate flare short for whatever reason, you can just run back. It's a 6-second time difference. So we're going to head to the Lonely Grave. So this is the one and only situation we do not want to do a risky shuffle here. I mean, if you want to look cool, you can do it, because you do a slow-mo dash in the next room. I started doing it and realised, wait a minute, I'm an idiot. So I do a cool charge into that room, because I'm an idiot. I forgot that. I was just extremely nervous after that steel maggot fight. I messed it up. Here, you do want to do a risky shuffle. You don't have to. It only saves you a second, maybe. And maybe not even that, compared to just running. And then we go back to Scuttletown. And then we're on our way to the boss. So I choose to kill all the enemies in this first room, or hit them, just to get the timer down, because the rocks have spawned again that we have to dash through. Can choose to skip them. In this room, I choose to jump up here and go around. The reason for that is it's possible to hit the corners of these, and if you jump here, it's very possible to hit the corner over here and you lose your charge. That happened to be one too many times, so I decided to screw it. I'm just going to jump up from now on. Yeah, just work my way through. The squids are there, by the way. Oh, and I forgot to mention, sorry, the last heart squid you need for your safety squid is when you go back to town after, when you get the sarcophagus, you want to pop into the squidsmith there and pick up the squid in that room. That'll be your 4th one. So the first one's the one in Rushy Top's house. The second one is the one at the bottom of Sliver Island on your way back through. On your way back through the sarcophagus. Third one is in the room a couple rooms up on Sliver Island, and your 4th one is in the squidsmith room. So that's when you'll pick it up. So you'll have it from tan line from that point onwards, which is pretty good. You might be able to get one early if you wanted to. You could probably grab some Scarecrow fields, but then you're stopping your charge and losing more time if you do want one for Emperor Spider. But you're not going back to town at that point either anyway, so there's no real good place to do it. Tan line's the best place to do it, in my opinion. And we're only getting one safety squid, because that stops us getting one hit by Pirate Master. It just gives us a little bit of extra safety. With me over now, I just run through. Okay, yep, see, there's rocks and spawns, so I needed to hit enemies anyway. So it doesn't matter which enemies I hit, I just need to hit some. Now on the climb, let's see how good I do. And I'll do a separate video showing how to do the climb in detail. But at this point, I did not know how to do it properly. So what you're looking for is... I don't know how to do frame advance in this. You're looking for the hat to be fully extended. So you can see it there. Hat. Yeah, I know. I can't go. Where'd it go? No. Okay, there it is. Got it. Okay. Then you want to do 3 cannon shots and then your hat at the end. And your cannon shots are very 1, 2, 3. Very well timed. Okay, so my hat did go to full length here, so this should be good. I didn't do my cannon shots right though. Hat was fully extended there, but I did my cannon shots. Oh no, I did my cannon shots okay. There are some bonus ones to get. Hopefully I got nothing incriminating on my desktop. I don't think I do. That was good. That wasn't. Okay, that was full extended hat. That should be good. I think my cannon shots must have been off. But yeah, I'll do a proper video on that. And you can do 3 up there to get on that. You don't even need the hat there, but I was a bit sloppy. You probably want to grab the safe guy there. And just run to the right. Make sure to use your bubble shield here. I've thrown away plenty of runs by forgetting to use it, or 1 run. Yeah, you definitely need it here. So you want to jump. The reason you want to jump here is it slightly resets your whip animation, so you get slightly quicker. This is an okay pattern. He goes along. Oh, he's going to shoot his balls. He's going to go all the way to the left. Oh, he's going to go for centre. Now I know he's going to go up the platforms. So try and get as many hits as possible here. I'm an idiot and took damage there. So I'm playing it a bit safe here, although I do have my auto potion still, but I'm getting a lot of whip hits, and he should be dead any moment. There we go, 50-11. Decent run. I mean, where would that put me on the high score? Let me have a look. Where would the 52-11 put me? That would put me 5th, if you ignore me. Otherwise it would put me 6th. If I did exist. So yeah, decent run. You see, I lost a lot of time on Steel Maggot. I had a really bad Steel Maggot fight. I had really bad RNG throughout, so I had to farm a lot more gems. Didn't have great boss fights. Had a bad, not great Pirate Master. I didn't have a great climb. I didn't have a great Emperor Spider. Again, yeah, just had bad luck throughout. Didn't have a great Cyclops plant either. Did have a good Dagron and a good Squid Baron though. Although saying that, Dagron was a 2.5 cycle, when it was, if I had better buffs it would have been a 2 cycle. So lost time there, and that was still good enough for 6th in the world. And I missed a couple of charges here and there, a couple of other small snakes. Didn't have the best gamers, and that's still enough for 6th in the world. So yeah, not the best run, not the worst run, but decent run. Took me 9 months it takes me to get down to that. Just made up my profile on speedrun.com. Let's see, so to get down to a 52. So my first one I submitted was a 58, 58, 58, 56, and that was on February 9th. I got my first 52. I got a 52.16 on April 2nd, so less than 2 months after I started running the game. It took me down to get to a 52. I got down to sub 55 for the first time a month in. So it took me a month to get from 58s, high 58s to sub 55s. And then from there, it took me another month to get from sub 55 to low 52s. And then to get to low 51s, that was only another 2 weeks. And then to get my sub 51, took another month after that. So it took me a month to get from low 51s to get to sub 51s. Yeah, it took me so 1 month to get from sub 59 to sub 55, and then after that the time just fell off. And I went from I skipped 53. Never had a 53 as my PB. Yeah, it took quite a while to get from. How long did it take to get from? So sub 52. So my low 52 was 2nd of April. Then my first sub 52 was a day later. Let's go to this 52 instead. Okay, so 52.22 was 24th of March. So that's less. And then then it took me about 2 weeks from there to finally get a sub 52. And yeah, when I got sub 52, it only took me where's this thing? Runs in different order. Anyway, yeah, but that's the run. I won't keep you any longer. It's just over 2 hours, isn't it? Oh, just under 2 hours if I stop now. Goodbye. I've got 2 seconds left. Goodbye.